All right, sorry guys, I was just looking at something on X there for a minute. How is everybody doing tonight? Tonight is July the 14th, 19, I wish, 2025. I'm here in the studio here by myself, and as you can see, Weatherman Cam not here. Actually, Weatherman Cam won't be on TV much, or he won't be giving you the weather much this week. We've actually sent him to Kerrville, where he's going to be down there and doing some stories and some live shots. He's going to be providing some updates from the Kerrville area. We are, they're going to be getting up with some of our local people that have gone down there to assist with the recovery and to help provide supplies. Hoping that he gets up with Elijah the Comfort Dog. That's a plan. So he's on the road right now. Well, he should be there already by now, I would think. So about a 5-hour drive or so down there. So what's up, LM, Tracy, Carrie, Nan? Hope y'all are having a great evening. My evening has been, busy as usual. What did I do this evening? Well, first of all, I watered my plants, and then I cooked threw together a little something for dinner, and I transferred my wine. I was, I've been making my homemade wine this summer, so I transferred some of the juices out of some of their fermenting tanks into another bottle here. So they're starting to get pretty good. They're still a little bit too strong, but I gotta try to see if I can't get that to kind of come down a little bit here. So, sup, Brandon, Gory, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? So I have had a few threatening messages. They haven't been too bad though. I mean, and it's nobody local. These are just yahoos from no telling where. I don't know where they come from. On my page, I have a lot of followers, but honestly, and I would say that most of my followers on my page, or at least half of my followers on my page, are from this area. But I also have a lot of followers just from all over. I mean, I've got followers from the UK. I've got followers from California. You just name it. I got followers. When your page grows up or grows like mine has over the last several years, you're going to just ultimately get other people. Wow, there's some big old grasshopper or something flying around in here. I don't know what that is. But what's up, Lori? So I'm sure it's people. Nobody local's been saying anything like that. It's just people from other parts of the world, And the same thing happened whenever I, was jokingly, and I was just playing around the very beginning of the whole Trump administration, and I called the Gulf of Mexico. I said, "What are we calling this now? Gulf of America? Gulf of Mexico? I don't know." Anyway, that made it on the Daily Show, and the next thing I know, I'm just getting bombarded by left-wing folks. Well, this whole cloud seeding thing, I've been getting bombarded probably by right-wing folks. I try to stay out of politics, but unfortunately, people drag politics in the weather, and they really shouldn't. So, it's just the world we live in now, and there's really not a whole lot you can do. But I'm not supposed to have an opinion on these things, but when it comes to ridiculousness, I'm going to have an opinion. That's just all there is to it. Especially when there's so much bad information that gets spread about, what's really going on versus all the conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff. I'm going to give my opinion on that, but I'm not going to revisit the whole cloud seeding thing. I'm already past that. I've moved past that. I'm not going to go back to it again. It is what it is at this point in time. And like I said on my page, if the government's doing all this, if they figured out some way to completely manipulate our weather patterns, let's say, maybe another government, maybe another country, or maybe, this HARP, HARRP, or whatever it's called, or people are they hacking into our radar systems, using it to make us sick. If they're doing that, I have no knowledge of it. And I really have no idea how they would do it. That's just all there is to it. So, freedom of speech, you're free to think whatever you want to. I am free to give an educated guess or actually a right answer based upon, my knowledge that I have. So I know that I'm right, and I know these people are wrong. So I'm just gonna just let it go, and that's just gonna be it. I'm not gonna say anything else about that. But unfortunately, it'll come up again, and I'll have to defend myself again. I just never, when I was a kid growing up, I loved watching the weather. I loved it. I loved watching the weather. Even as a kid, I loved watching. It's always had a fascination with weather. Anytime there was a threat for, a winter storm or a severe weather event or living on the Gulf Coast, a hurricane, I was glued to the TV set because I wanted to hear, what the weatherman or meteorologist had to say about it. I loved it. I never thought about, conspiracies or anything like that. And then we get to, fast forward 40 years later, and now we got people, they think that, and unfortunately there's a growing number of people, think that we're working secretly behind closed doors with the government. Somebody asked me earlier who pays me. I was like, American Spirit. Oh, American Spirit's the company that owns this TV station, and that's who pays me. So, and they're not a government conspiracy. They're just a family-owned business. So, but yeah, I mean, it's all a bunch of nonsense. Back before all this crap started this really all got started around COVID time. That's when it really kind of got started, was COVID. The whole world has changed after COVID, and it's like we went into some alternate universe and we can't get out of it. So, but anyway, I never would have thought in my wildest imaginations that people would actually believe the stuff that's on the social media. That's, let's see, I'm sure I know, SHIT, get on channel 3. We get a spin up every day. So what is that supposed to mean, Jesse? I don't know what you're talking about there. They do. They always do. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, they always do, man. It's just ridiculous. But like I say, man, and you know how it is, Shannon. I'm sure you get the crazies too, but I just choose to kind of just ignore them. I really do. I'm trying to just ignore it. But like I say, I just never would have thought that people would actually believe these conspiracies. And a lot of people believe it. A lot of people believe that the Earth is flat. I mean, they believe, in their growing number. I mean, I think that's what when Christopher Columbus sailed the oceans, they were afraid that he was going to fall off the face of the Earth because they thought it was flat. Well, here we are now, 2020. That went away for a long time, for centuries, and now here we are, 2025, and there's a growing number of people that believe that mess too. Now I do think that, and I don't know how it comes about and how it is and all that kind of good stuff, but I do believe that that we're not alone. I do believe that there's UFOs. And what is it? I don't know. It's aliens. I don't know if it's, what it is, but I do believe there's been too many accounts of that. I do believe in that. I don't know for 100% certain. I think that I believe in ghosts too. I had some ghostly experiences when I was a kid. So, I mean, and that was real. That wasn't fake or anything made up or anything like that. I mean, it was a very, very scary experience, and I have no way to explain what it was outside of it being some like ghostly anomaly or something like that. So I do believe in those things, and I don't think that really makes me crazy because those are things that many, many people do experience. And I mean, there's at least some concrete proof that there's things like that do exist here. Yeah, it is the supernatural, but as far as, what happens with these conspiracy theorists, I mean, it's somebody out there that has an unofficial, it's not an official page. It's somebody, Joe Blow's page. And he'll be, or she'll be, he or she will be in a social media influencer or something like that. Well, Jesse, that's this time of year, we don't get any type of spin. But tell you what, if we say it here, if I say it here, or if Cameron says it, then you can believe it. If not, then I can't answer for Channel 3. I can't. So I don't know what they do. That's none of my concern. So, huh? All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No, we get it, man. You got you. So, but I mean, it's again, it's these pages out there that they're not official. They don't have education. They don't have knowledge. They just take stuff to stir the pot, and people watch it, and they spread it like wildfire. This is what they do. Well, the weathermen, there is an old saying, Jesse, that the weatherman is the only person that gets paid to lie, right? So I don't know. I try not to lie, though. I try to tell you the truth. But it is what it is at this point, honestly. So yeah, there's a bunch of them, Judy. There's a bunch of people out there there's a growing number. Look them up. Flat earthers is what they call. They believe that there's a big wall there at Antarctica, and they won't let you fly on the other side of it. They won't let you cross it because you'll fall off and you'll see all the secrets. So, well, like I say, if I said it once, Tracy, I'll say it again. Social media just made us dumber. That's what it did. It made us dumber. It didn't make us smarter. It made us dumber. If social media were used for what it's supposed to be used for, I mean, it's a great tool. I mean, getting good information out there, letting you comment and ask questions and interact with people, to be able to interact with your family and share family friend pictures. It's a way to stay connected. It's a good way to stay connected. But then you get the crazies out there, and that's what you wind up getting. So, like I say, unfortunately, there's a lot of crazies, and it all kind of got started with COVID, and it just won't go away. And I don't think it ever will. Somebody did message me today and said on social media and said, if I were you, I would find another line of work. People are waking up. They are starting to get what you guys are doing and what you guys are trying to hide, and they're going to come for you. So I was like, all right, okay, whatever, dude. Unfortunately, he's right. There are people that are believing this bull crap out there, and they really are. They really are targeting the weatherman. I mean, think about it. I mean, Skip McBride growing up. I didn't watch Skip because I wasn't from here, but I mean, he was your fun weatherman you love to watch. Willard Scott, Al Roker, those are the weathermen you love to watch. Now they've got a target on the back. So it's just crazy, man. It really is crazy. Even my stepdaughter believes a lot of this nonsense. She told me earlier today, I do believe that somebody is hacking into your radars to make everybody sick. I was like, oh, come on. But that's how she is, though. She's very smart, but maybe sometimes she's a little bit too smart. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So my chow chow looks like it's going to be delicious. All right. So let me tell you what I'm doing here. It's not really, it looks like it's chow chow, but it's not chow chow. So what it is it's, I've grown peppers this year, a lot of peppers. So I just took them, I clipped the tops of them off, and I put them into a food processor along with a little salt and a garlic clove and some little water in there, and just I blended it up, put it into a jar by itself, and it's marinating now. Probably day after tomorrow, I'm going to add, and it smells great. But it will burn your nose and make you sneeze. So day after tomorrow, I'll add apple cider vinegar to it, and it'll sit there for about a week and just kind of soak it all up. Then I'll probably add maybe a little bit of tomato puree to it, but I'm going to take it and I will completely just shred it. I mean, I will make it into a really, really good sauce, and it's going to taste great. So I can't wait. Yeah. What's up, Mark? Yeah. I love to make things. I just do. Like I say, I'm just making I make pickles. My pickles. Oh boy, they're good. That's probably the best pickles I've ever had. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to have my grandparents had a big garden. They grew all kind of stuff, but they had cucumbers, and she made what was called salty sour dill pickles, and they were great. But I liked them, but most people don't because they're too sour. So I took my own recipe and made my own thing. And these are actually have a little hint, not bread and butter. I don't like bread and butter pickles. These have just a little slight hint of sweetness to them. Dill, vinegar, salt, pepper, mustard, little mustard seed, no pepper. Yeah, little pepper, cracked peppercorn, and garlic cloves. And man, they're really, really good, y'all. It's good. I mean, they're probably the best I've ever had. So, yeah, these dill. Oh yeah, and I added fresh dill to it too. Fresh dill, and I think that's the key to is adding that fresh dill. It just really gives it a good dill flavor to it. So best way to tell who is telling the truth are the ones who can give the facts quickly and never vary. That's right. You're right. And you know what, Shannon, you're always on the money. Everything you say is always, right where it needs to be. You don't waver. It's just right where it needs to be. You don't put the bull crap out there. That's a page you can trust. And I tell people when there's a page you can trust versus a page that you cannot trust. And Shannon's a page you can trust. He does a good job with it, informative and to the point. So, oh, it's so much. So we've been talking about Tracy. It's just so much mess. People, they're targeting Doppler radars now, and the weatherman for covering up all the disasters that the government's creating and whatnot. It's just crazy. It is. It's crazy. But there's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it is what it is. Oh yeah, and it does look hotter next week, by the way, y'all. I think that by the end of July, we're gonna finally get into some 100s next week. Oh, they always do. They always have. And they blame that big one they had last year that went up through the Carolinas and Tennessee and produced all that rain up there. So I got a bunch of tomatoes. They're small green tomatoes. I got a bunch of them. My tomato plants are just loaded with tomatoes, but a lot of them are kind of small. So I'm going to have to feed them some nutrients. My watermelon, I got sugar babies, and they're about like that, but they got stuck. They're stopped. They're right there. They're not getting any bigger. And they're supposed to be about like that. So they're not far off, but they basically just stopped right there. So I'm gonna have to get some something that'll give them a little bit of nutrient to push them on up. The vines are great; they're big and leafy and great, but the fruit's just kind of like just kind of. So I got to do something about that. So, but anyway. My son just told me, he said, don't go too deep into the extremist. You don't want to slip up and say something bad. No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. Yeah, it's going to be hot, Shannon. Yeah, I'm not, Cape, I'm not going too deep into the extremists. I mean, it is what it is. I'm pretty much said my piece. I'm pretty much done. So probably some, we got to dry out first, before we can get the drier 100s. We got to get the soils to dry out some. Everything is super green outside. When it starts turning brown, then we'll start getting some lower humidity. Hey, but I've really, they sure do, Mark. I really have enjoyed though, but this summer, man, I'm cutting usually by this time of the year, I don't have to cut grass anymore. I'm still cutting grass. My lawn is still lush and green. It's beautiful, and I like it. But when that was 100s hit, though, you know what happens? All that moisture in the soil goes, and then it's hot. Once it gets here, I'll probably be here for a while too, I bet. Sorry, I'm responding to Kate. And he got rated as the number 4 interior offensive lineman in the nation in the JUCO ranks today, which is, it may be JUCO, but it's still, those guys are still, D1 athletes. So he's thanks a lot there, Shannon. I appreciate it. Yeah, Cape's pretty dang good. He's going to get it. He's got a whole plethora of D1 offers, but they're not quite, I think, what he's looking for. It's not that he's not looking for. I think he's just waiting to find, kind of weigh his options and find the one he wants to go to. So he'll go somewhere good, though. I don't know who Juju is, Kate. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but anyway. So Cameron is on the way to Kerrville. I don't know person Juju. What do you mean by what kind of person Juju is? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I really don't. No idea. All right. What time is it? 9:45. No idea what you are talking about. Sorry. All right, so let's go back and talk a little bit. So what did I do what did you guys do this past weekend? He got not too bad considering he's on the same list that a former MVP from the NFL has a son on the list. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. That's actually true. I didn't think about that, Corey. I didn't really even notice that. That's awesome. So what was I thinking of? Oh yeah, what did you guys do this weekend? Let's see. This weekend, what did I do? Saturday, I worked at the rental house. I did a lot of sanding. I did a lot of skim coating and a lot of texture work. Yesterday, I went and saw Superman. and me and Hayes and his fiance Cameron went and saw Superman, and it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, to be honest about it. Decent movie. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. I could watch. I'll probably watch it again. I enjoyed it. Oh, Dak Gwynn. Oh yeah, I remember Dak. I've actually met Dak Gwynn before. I saw him at the casino. Yeah, I was at the casino one night in Mississippi. I was playing at the Silver Star Casino in Mississippi, and I was playing craps, and he was there. This is when he played for Texas A&M. It was during the off season, but he was there with some of his buddies, and he was over there playing. It's like, that Dak Wynn, a big old dude, man. I also met him, and I met who else was there? Mike Ditka. Ditka was there. I met him. Ricky Williams. All right, man. Sounds good, Shannon. We'll see you there. Okay. Thank you, brother. Sounds good. Yeah, proud of Kate. He's doing good, man. Yeah, he was there. Like I say, he was in Mississippi. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, like I say, he was just they're playing the casino, I guess. I don't know. They have casinos, or they like to get these people out from time. You too, brother. They like to get these people out from time to time. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've met a few celebrities in my lifetime. I got to hang out with Garth Brooks one time. That was a really cool thing to do. Back whenever he was at his peak of his career, he was at he came and I did a story with him. He was doing some type of a reading program with kids, and I got to hang out with him. He was a really, really nice guy. I really enjoyed him. Let's see, who else have I met? I didn't meet Shaquille O'Neal, but I've stood next to him before. Biggest human being I've ever seen. And there's so many people I've met. Well, not so many, but a few. The Kardashians, I met them, all three of them, the sisters. I've met several, like Drew Brees, Reggie Bush. Who else have I met? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But anyway. Well, all right, guys. Time right now is 9:48. I'm about to go get dressed for the newscast. But y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all